This is going to be one of the most important target lock videos that you will watch. We are going to go through the settings and also get your calibration set up. After you have everything completed with that installation, you want to make sure you come out to the water and finalize everything. So what we are going to do is head straight in here to the menu button. We're going to hit that twice, and we're going to head over to the accessories tab. From the accessories tab, we're going to arrow down to the megalive, hit the right arrow key, and there you go. So now this is where we are going to take a look at to get all of those settings to where we need them to be. So right now, the megalive pinging, that is currently set to on. My interference rejection, I have that on low. That's something that you can kind of play around with whenever you go in here to try to eliminate some of the noise that you get from the pollen and other things that you may have in the water depending on the time of the year. Your range grid, I leave that off. My boat icon, I do not use that. My overlay waypoints, I leave that on. That is something that I want to use. Now for your trolling motor, foot pedal button, what this is going to do is control this button right here. So whether you want that button to be on Minn Kota steer, and basically what that does is as you move the trolling motor, the target lock will actually follow the trolling motor. So that is what that option does. It just controls what this button right here will do for you. So like I said, I have mine on Minn Kota steer. So let's go down here and just take a look at some of the other options that you have. Minn Kota steer, you have waypoints, so you can put a waypoint at that location just by hitting that button. Megalive pinging, so you can turn your megalive pinging on and off. You also have the home and sweep. So that is another option that I think people will use, because that manually, well, not manually, it will automatically cause the unit to sweep back and forth on its own whenever you say you're going down the bank fishing a crankbait or something like that, or you have your trolling motor set to where it's following the contours. As you're fishing, it will be scanning on its own. So that is something to keep in mind if you wanted to use that feature. But for me, I will keep that on. There we go, Minn Kota steer. The other option is if you have that optional remote that you can use to control it, that is what that option right there is for. I do not have the remote, so I just have it on Minn Kota steer. Does not really matter for me what I have that set on. So now let's head down to device list, and this just gives you a readout of your foot pedal. This does have a battery in there, and this gives you that battery power that you have left on that unit. So to kind of give you an indication where you may need to change the battery. And it is always a good thing to keep, I would say, at least 2 extra batteries on your boat, because you never know. You don't want to be in a tournament situation or just out on the water enjoying yourself and then that battery goes down on you. Then your heading sensor. Right here, there's my heading sensor that I have connected to this unit, but that right there just shows you the setting for your heading sensor. And let's back out of here, hit the exit key one time. Now we go down to the megalive installation, and I'll just go to these real quick. Restore defaults for your megalive settings and your megalive target lock system. So that's what those 2 settings are. But what we're going to do is head right into this megalive installation and take a look at what we have in here. So this is kind of the main thing that we wanted to take a look at, guys. So you have your target lock GPS source that is currently set to this 12-inch unit, or you can set it on auto, but I have it set to the Helix 12 because that is what my system is set on. And I will hit the exit key, come back out of here. So calibrate target lock heading sensor. That is what you definitely want to do whenever you come out here on the water to finish up this process. The other options are to, you can pair your foot pedal and pair that heading sensor. Pairing the heading sensor, once you choose this option, you just go up here to the top of your target lock system, and that little dot right there in the middle of that yellow arrow, you just press that in. Then you come back and you choose the option to pair that heading sensor. So that's right there. Then you will go down to your foot pedal. You will do the same thing for this, and all you do with that is you press these 2 buttons and you leave them in. The lights will start flashing. Then you choose the pair the target lock, pair the foot pedal, and then that will come on. And the way that you know that they have been paired is that will change to forget target lock heading sensor and forget target lock foot pedal. That means they are paired. And then if you have the remote, which I do not, you do the same thing here. Your installation depth, that is basically how far beneath the surface of the water is that megalive transducer itself. So that is what you will set that for. I have mine on 2. My transducer is on the left side of the pole on the TargetLock system, so I set that to port, and on pitch and roll is what I set that to. So now let's head back up in here and take a look at this calibration real quick. So to calibrate the heading sensor, and that is the heading sensor up there with that yellow arrow on it. So all we're going to do on here is arrow down to that, hit the right arrow key, and now as you see, it is going to do a countdown through that for you. Just go through those percentages, and what it is doing, guys, it is turning around on its own. So that gives you a chance to look down here at your cables, make sure your cables aren't too tight, everything has enough allows for enough movement. So just kind of check that kind of stuff. But as you see, it is turning all the way around on its own, so it is doing its calibration. And you can come back down here and just take a look at the percentage. You don't really have to do anything else, guys. It is just completing that calibration all on its own. The process does not take that long. As you see, we're almost finished. It's been about maybe 30 seconds or so, just kind of guessing with that. But once it finishes up, it will just give you a reading saying that it is complete, which we will be at in just a few seconds. All right, just give it a few seconds, guys. And the other thing real quick while we're doing that is I mentioned in a previous video the placement of that foot pedal. So what you want to do before this one is not mounted down here yet, but before you mount that, you want to take the time to just come out here, play around with it, and see where you can move your foot to from the trolling motor foot pedal to the foot pedal for the target lock, where that will be the easiest. So the setting came up there and said that the calibration is complete, and that went off of the screen. So now, as you see, you can see some fish right there. What I would want to do if I want to lock on that is just hit that lock button right there, and now my target lock will stay on there, stay right on that cover right there, so I can see if I can get some of those fish out of that brush pile, guys. All right, so I hope that quick tutorial helped you guys out. I really appreciate you guys continuing to support the channel. Just wanted to go ahead and just show you that setup again. So as you see, the trolling motor is moving, but the target lock system is locked in place. And as far as the calibration goes, I calibrated that once, then I used the system for a little bit, and then I waited and ran the calibration again, just to make sure things were set up for me the way that I wanted them to be, and I would be able to stay locked on, get out here, find this cover, see these fish, and all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more about the interference that we're getting up here, guys, make sure you click the next video that is linked in the description and at the end of this video, guys. All right, really appreciate you supporting the channel. I'll see you on the next video.